today is a pleasant surprise for me. I'm doing The Fame Game by Conrad. And if you saw my review, she has a previous trilogy, the LA Candy series. Not very good. If you're gonna read any of them, I would say read LA Candy. The other two, overall, these books, Fame Game included, they're guilty pleasures. They're not to be read for literary content. They're essentially to be read because you want to know what a reality TV star would say about being a reality TV star. And that's what LA Candy is. LA Candy, unknown girl, plucked from obscurity, thrust into the limelight, becomes famous. One of her co-stars is a girl named Madison, who, if you know the Hills world, you'll know that she is representative of Heidi Montag, where she is just a fame whore. She will do whatever it takes to be famous. So the Fame Game centers around her and a couple others. It's a new reality TV show about what it takes to be famous in Hollywood, what it takes to make it in Hollywood. And what had happened at the end of LA Candy, or the LA Candy series, was that Madison, who had come from some podunk town in New York and had completely reinvented herself, her sister had shown up, and then she reveals on national television all of Madison's dirty little secrets. So the Fame Game is, in a sense, her re-entry into reality television. Like, she had been given her own little makeover show, however that wasn't going well, so she was like, I'm gonna try again. Her new co-stars are, she's called Celebuspawn. Her name is Carmen, because her parents are both really famous. And then there's Gabby, who was part of the LA Candy series. And then a girl named Kate, who is an aspiring singer-songwriter and works at a coffee shop. This one, I enjoyed so much more than I thought. I thought the writing improved, the plot development improved. And if you saw my reviews of the LA Candy series, you'll know that I thought Madison had the most potential anyways. So I was really glad to see her as a focus. I was kind of upset that, like with LA Candy, it did not stay with just one narration. And so this one goes with Madison, Kate, and Carmen. And I wish, I've already gotten into the second book of this series, and I wish Gabby could have some perspective, because she is so underdeveloped. Like, she is so one-dimensional, so flat. I don't understand why we can't get an inside look in her head. In LA Candy, she was the Audrina character, in which she was sweet but stupid. However, I don't think Audrina was portrayed as just stupid. Like, they tried to develop her. Gabby, she just got worse. And then she picks up this publicist who also turns her into a skank and creates an eating disorder. And so we're just perpetuating that in this book. We are continuing her stupidity plus her eating disorder and her, like, in my opinion, non-essentiality. I don't know what her role in the Fame Game is, or what her role on the Fame Game reality show is, because all you get from the other characters is, oh, this isn't usable, this isn't usable, this isn't usable. She can't do anything right. She doesn't say anything good. Like, she's a comic relief in a sense, I guess. But anyways, so yeah, we have Madison, we have Kate, we have Carmen. I think we do get a little bit of Trevor, who is the creator of these reality shows. And in the Fame Game, so when Madison's sister Sophia, or Sophie, whichever one you want to call her, spilled the beans, Madison sends her off to rehab. She shows back up, and who has she brought with her? Their deadbeat dad. And so really, that is Madison's storyline. This person who she does not want back in her life because he abandoned them when she was a child. But obviously, she still loves him. I don't quite understand why, except for the fact that, yeah, he's her dad. And of her childhood memories, because her mom's an alcoholic, of her childhood memories, the best are when her father was involved. So I guess it's that psychosis of holding on to something, even though you know you shouldn't. She goes from not trusting him to trusting him to doing whatever she can for him. And then we have Kate, who's the aspiring singer-songwriter with stage fright. She is brought in because she had a YouTube video go viral. They're trying to build up this idea of she's gonna be someone big. And she gets involved with this guy named Luke, who is a star on the rise. He plays a character on a soap opera, and he has attachments to Carmen, who's the celeb you spawn. So she has really famous parents. Her dad's in music, her mom's an actress. She wants to be her mom's a singer. She wants to be an actress herself, but of course, nobody believes that she has any talent because she's celeb you spawn. And then to add on to that, apparently the thing is, if you want to be an actor, you want to stay as far away from reality television as possible. Something I don't feel was properly explained in either of these series so far, but she's gonna go with it anyways. And so she knows Luke because I guess they run in the same circles, they'd had something of a hookup, but there is nothing between them. However, obviously Trevor sees this possible love triangle as a storyline, and so he decides to, in the run-up to the release, to the premiere of the Fame game, create a mystique of who's involved with this actor. And then Luke's agent is saying, you don't want Kate. First off, she's nobody. Second off, she's involved in reality television. So even though Carmen is also involved in reality television, she also has a name to back her up. So yes, let's pretend that you're with Carmen. And so in the end, that is what drives a wedge between the two, is because Kate, she doesn't understand. I guess this is regular life in Hollywood where you just have to play that game. She's unwilling to play the game, so she cuts ties with both of them. Madison, what happens is she is lent a diamond necklace for the premiere, and then the next day it along with her father have gone. And so this is the one thing that I really felt was kind of coming out of left field that I don't think was properly developed, is she takes the fall for her dad because she feels like he's paid enough dues during his absence from her life. And this is something that I think we're all supposed to understand is a lie. Is he had gone to jail for a robbery that he had no part in, because he claims that he was just in the car, the people he was with decided to rob a convenience store or something, and then because he was there, he was accused and he went to jail. Obviously, for me, he's painted as a character you're not supposed to trust, even though he has an outward demeanor of contriteness. Then when he disappears, so what he'd also done was when they went to the jewelry store, Madison wanted a pair of earrings as well, and that just wasn't going to work out. She was only approved for one item, so she goes with a necklace. Then her dad comes to her and is like, look, I've got a little bit of money because I've been on the show and because I've got this other job, so I decided to get you the earrings anyways. Put them on a layaway plan. It turns out he'd stolen those too. So he's on camera stealing the earrings, and then she has a note he left for her saying, I took the necklace, they're insured, everything will be fine. Yet she still decides to take the blame. I do not understand why, because Madison is out for numero uno. So I liked seeing another side of her in this book, but I didn't feel like it was developed well enough that she would put her own self aside in order to save her dad, who Gabby had also come to her saying, I'm missing a pair of diamond earrings. They were here before your dad, and then they were gone after your dad. Madison outright refuses to even discuss it. There's all these little things that I would think someone like Madison would eventually say, he lied to me, yet she doesn't, and then she takes the fall. So I liked the Fame game. I thought, because in LA Candy, Jane, who is the Lauren Conrad counterpart, she's very like Kate. Comes from obscurity, although Lauren Conrad really didn't because she was on Laguna Beach. But she's a small town girl who all of a sudden becomes famous. But her naivete and her inability to really see things as they were, or to accept things the way they are, or just to even do anything for herself, to make decisions, made her someone, she was just boring. There's no other way to put it. Like, I couldn't connect with her. I couldn't even feel sorry for her. I was just like, kid, you did this yourself. You don't question anything. You just go along with it. You have a best friend who is saying, hey, look, this is the reality of the situation, yet you choose to believe other people instead. So I was afraid when I opened the Fame game that was going to be Kate. But she's not. I mean, she has those similarities, but I felt like Lauren Conrad's ghostwriter, who I think is a different one, which may be why this book was better, took Kate in a direction of, yeah, she doesn't understand the game, but she's not going to let people walk all over her. She's going to think about stuff. She's going to be true to herself rather than just getting pushed around. Obviously, there were still some writing issues. This is never going to be a Pulitzer Prize, okay? So there's a lot of telling, a lot of voice tags, a lot of adverbs, a lot of let me roll my eye kind of things. But on the whole, I think because Madison was driving this book, it had more steam to it. I was surprised that Madison was so soft in this book, because she was such a hard nose in LA Candy. Similar to the evolution of her relationship with her father, because I think it's only taking place over a matter of weeks, maybe months. I think there was a year in between the Fame game and the last LA Candy book. So I don't know where her softness came from, like when she stopped having this drive and only being out for herself. I wish she'd been a little bit more hardcore, that she'd still been as ruthless in the Fame game as she was with LA Candy, because that's what I liked about her. She was unapologetic, and I loved it. Carmen's kind of in between the two of them, and I liked her. I was worried that she would be too similar to Kate, because she's created and introduced as a rival to Madison. Because when Trevor comes to Madison, he's saying, you are the star of the show, which is obviously what Madison wants. She wanted to be the star of LA Candy. She thinks she deserves to be a star. Then we bring in Carmen, and even in the dust jacket, we're almost led to believe that Carmen is going to be the main character of the book, when in reality, I feel like it was a tie between Madison and Kate. I was afraid that Carmen was going to be too much like Kate, but then she has the bite of Madison, and I don't know if it's because of the way Madison treats her, she's just retaliating and behaving the same way. But I liked her, although I felt like I didn't necessarily see the necessity for her. She does become friends with Kate, and obviously then they have that pseudo love triangle, which continues on in the next book. So we'll really see, I think we'll get more. What is that? Oh, I lost the back to my earring. There it is. Yeah, I think we'll get more evolution of Carmen. We'll get to see, is she nice? Is she not nice? Because right now she does seem genuine. She's like, I want to be a star. I don't want to let Hollywood affect me. I want the world to see that I'm more than just my parents' daughter. And then, of course, there's her own love interest, who is her best friend forever, Drew, which is not explored. It's introduced. I think we'll see more of it either in the next book or the third book. I'm okay with it. I think on some level it would have been nice to have introduced something a little more hardcore than, I think these two like each other, they're just not talking about it, or he likes her but she doesn't like him, but she really does, she's just not acknowledging it kind of deal. I was pleasantly surprised by the Fame Game. I didn't think I was gonna like this much because LA Candy was a really difficult series to get through. It was like nails on a chalkboard. And so then I was coming into this book, and a little bit of spoiler for you, which not really a spoiler, but I've already read the end of all the books. I just wanted to know where I was gonna end up, and I was not impressed. I was like, gonna be another LA Candy situation. But at least for this one, it wasn't. The biggest pitfall of this is the underdevelopment of why Madison goes in the direction she goes with her father. That's when my problem with having so many narrators comes into play, because that's a really strong storyline that we didn't get to see as much as we should have because we had other people to focus on. And then the Gabby thing, she's just pointless. She hasn't grown at all from LA Candy. She's actually devolved from the very first book. I'm hoping for more from her in the next two. Reading the ends of the books actually didn't give me any answers on that, but yeah, there it is. The Fame Game. This one was really short because it's a guilty pleasure. See you later, and tell me what you want to hear. Bye.